Are you gonna get tingles from this video? You might if I were to touch your face. No. No, I don't think you will. Oh, did you think I was gonna say maybe? Did you think I was predictable like that? Maybe once you stop assuming that I am a predictable little robot, subservient to your expectations, you will stop being a predictable little robot, subservient to my expectations. Maybe, but I'm really not sure. You might remain a predictable little robot. Because you're a camera. Oh God. But besides just being a camera, you are also you, aren't you? Maybe. Yes. There is a you there, somewhere, behind the camera, through the screen. Isn't there someone there? Maybe. What does it feel like to be you? I'm really asking. I wonder if I could really understand it. Maybe. Do you think my tingles feel the same way that your tingles feel whenever we get them? Maybe? Or is it just, like a shared delusion, and we all think we're talking about the same thing, but it might not be at all. I know there's some people who are definitely not talking about what I'm talking about when I say I get tingles, but it seems like there's people who are talking about what I'm talking about, maybe. Are you one of those? Are you one of those people who gets like a little prickling kind of on the back of your head? Like if I were to push my hand behind your head, the highest part of your head, your crown, and the tingles kind of creep up on you, and they're not constant and they don't last long, but they come up out of nowhere, and it almost feels a little itchy at first, but then you remember that it's not really the kind of itch you want to itch. It's more like the kind of scratch. No, that's ridiculous. It's a tingle. Are you one of those people? Maybe? Do your tingles ever, kind of glide down the back of your head to your neck? Or do they sometimes run down your face? Like that, just running down your face. Maybe? Or do you not get tingles at all, and you just watch these to relax, or something, maybe? With the hopes of tingles, do you have tingle immunity, maybe? Maybe? Well, you might get tingles from this video. You will, but only may. No, I'm really unconvinced. No, I don't think you. I mean, possibly, potentially, probablemente, potentialmente, vielleicht, im Deutsch, maybe the bee will give you tingles. Maybe. Do you think it makes good sound? Do you think if you could turn back the clock, you would get tingles? Can you imagine what it feels like to go backwards in time? I imagine it feels like fainting, like a little bit disorienting and falling and floating all at the same time, and then you land somewhere. And where would you land? Is the clock working? Can you tell me? Is that what time it is for you? Is that what time it is for you? Maybe you can't even read clocks. Maybe. Can you read clocks? Be honest. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business right now, is it? Can you read clocks or not? Is the clock clocking? Is the clock clocking? Is the clock clocking to you? Or only maybe? Be the clock and fall back through time. Fall back through time by the minute, by the hour, by the minute, by the hour. Fall back through time to the time when you first got to ASMR and you felt that tingling behind your head. Do you remember the first time you got ASMR? Most people do. It's like 9/11, but like a good thing instead of a bad thing that no one could have predicted. Anyway, do you ever think that all you are is a tube? That stuff comes in and out of? And you have this thin veneer of personhood, of mustached personhood, and maybe eyebrows on fleek, and a desire to hug other tubes. Do you have a desire to hug other tubes? But beneath the veneer, you're just a tube, maybe, that things come in of and things come out of. Food, shit, ideas, hellos, and goodbyes. Welcome to the world, little baby. Henceforth, you shall go on as your own tube, outside of my tube. Do you ever think you are just a tube? A tube. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe the thin veneer is actually who you are, maybe, and the tube is mostly irrelevant. Just an accessory. Maybe the tube is an accessory tube. And you are a mustache. Or perhaps you are the desire for a hug, the desire for intimacy, the desire for love. Would you love it more if you were mustache or tube? Only two options. Maybe there's more. I could be convinced. Okay, I could be convinced. Maybe you'd really have to give me a good argument, okay? Maybe. Are you getting tingles from this? Maybe. You might get tingles. I want you to imagine that there are two essences in my two hands, and one is all of your worst traits, and one is all of your best traits, okay? And they're both you. And I'm gonna squeeze them together, and from that mirth you shall arise. More you than you've ever been before. I just have to squeeze the you together. Integrate the shadow. This is Jungian psychology, what I'm doing right now. Jung would certainly approve of this video when I squeeze your consciousness together, and I think it's gonna maybe give you tingles if I'm able to squeeze all of your experience, all of your identity. If I just squeeze you into you, you might get tingles when my hands touch. You might get tingles. Maybe. Are you getting tingles? Maybe. Or was that just too much quackery for you? Are you not a fan of the quackery, maybe? Maybe you're not a fan of the quackery. Maybe you'd rather if I talked about, like, biology. Like, you know, here's your head, and here's your arm. What a nice arm you have. And here's your other arm. Did you know that you can do grabby with your fingers? Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You can grab anything you want around you. Just for fun. You don't have to do anything with it. You can grab your big lights that are in front of your face. You can grab the camera. You can grab the camera and move it back and forth and back and forth and back and touch it. Maybe you can grab the ponytail holder that's full of hair, and you can clean it thusly and put it back down on the ground, and know that now there is hair on the floor, and you can then grab the hair. I think this is a different hair that I picked up. And then you can grab a vacuum. Maybe you can grab a vacuum, and maybe the raw mechanical glory of witnessing the vacuum will give you tingles. Maybe. Tal vez. maybe, 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 perhaps, można, można. Would you like to hear a true story? Maybe. It's about this very tingly box of wonders. This box is very tingly because it's made of thin wood and it has this detailing on it. That makes it make good sounds to me. Maybe to you and maybe not. Maybe you would like the vacuum, maybe. I'm not a vacuum girly myself, but maybe you are. There is also this clasp, gasp, gasp, right now, gasp, good, maybe you didn't do it, maybe you didn't want to gasp because you're falling asleep, but maybe you did gasp, and remember that you can do anything you want, maybe, unless you're a prisoner. Are you watching this video on a contraband cell phone in prison? If you are, leave a comment below. I love this clasp. It is so satisfying. Would you like to know what's in this box? I'll tell you maybe. Maybe. What's in this box is quite a random assortment of little things. Mostly crystals and rocks, but also some wild cards like rings that I don't wear, teeth, like kind of shitty plastic, broken wings, things like this. And I take this box with me on LARPs and Ren fairs because I like having little things that I can give to people randomly that I don't care about very much. And the last time I went to the Ren fair this year, I was walking around and two young girls came up to me, and I don't know what it was about me that they caught on to, but they came up and they said, "Do you trinket trade? Do you trinket trade?" And I said, yes. And they quickly brought out little boxes and bags of their own. And they gave me a marble, and I gave them the broken arm of a fairy, and I gave the other one of my crystals, and then she gave me kind of a different shaped marble. And then they walked away. And the person I was with said, "I didn't know trinket trading was a thing. I didn't know that I was supposed to bring stuff like that. Where did you learn that trinket trading is a thing?" And I said, "I didn't know trinket trading was a thing. It just seemed pretty self-explanatory. It's called trinket trading. You dummy. Can you not use context clues? You pathetic idiot." And then maybe what I did was push him down in the mud and start kicking him and saying, "Maybe you should learn words. Maybe you should learn that the words trinket and trading together are pretty self-explanatory, especially when surrounded by context. Maybe you should learn what girls being girls looks like. And I was kicking him and kicking him and kicking him. And then, you know what he said? You know what he said? He said, maybe you could do this some more. And I said, not for free. Not for free. You're gonna need to go to cheeky.com and get some Bahami Mommy soap and use promo code SLEEPY for 10% off. Maybe that's what happened, but only maybe. At what point in the story do you think that became a mostly maybe story? It might have been the beginning. I could have just made the whole thing up, you know. I really could have just made the whole thing up. Full disclosure, okay? The Bahami Mommy soap has a very funny name, but the lo-fi lavender is it's delicioso from the nose rather than the mouth. It smells fantastic. Anyway, maybe you think that, like, shilling for soap is tingly, but maybe you hate it. Maybe you hate it. Maybe you hate soap, okay? And I love that for you. I love that for you. Whenever I was younger, I had a visceral hatred for bubbles. It was kind of like a tryptophobia thing, but not really. But it was definitely related, similar, like lots of circles, lots of holes, whatever, you know. I really was disgusted by bubbles. Bubbles were the bane of my existence, and so I hated soap. And I didn't use soap that I could see. I was okay with using soap that I couldn't see. I just didn't want to see it. So, like, I washed my hair with shampoo, closed my eyes, it was fine. And it was much worse when it was in food, you know? Like, I could never drink anything right after it had been poured. Even water sometimes just has like some natural bubbles on the top when you pour it. I had to wait until all those popped. And I still don't like really bubbly things, to be honest. Like frothy, foamy things where you can like see the foam. I don't like that. Is oversharing a trigger for you, maybe? Maybe. Is it please? Maybe not. I can go back to talking about the tube you are. Maybe. The cat fur. So much cat fur in but one bite of the hand. Truly impressive. It's okay. You really don't have to listen to anything that I'm saying. Maybe it's all nonsense. Maybe you're just trying to sleep. Maybe my dress is on backwards because I like the way the corset part looks in the front more than the back. Or maybe this is the front. You wouldn't know. But maybe it's on backwards. I just wear clothes whatever way I want, really. Which I think is how most people should wear clothes. What do you think? Do you think people should have any freedom at all? Or should we all just lay down and be a tube, and only tube, fed by the government and shitting out more government until we die? maybe, scratchy, 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 comb me, scratchy, 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 comb me. Maybe I haven't been taking the best care of myself for the past couple weeks. Maybe it's way past my bedtime right now. But I felt inspired and wanted to record a video. Maybe one of my friends told me recently that I should follow my feelings more because she's into the based pseudoscience of human design, and I have emotional authority, and so I should follow my emotions more. Maybe that happened, or maybe I just made it up because I'm that wicked good at making bullshit up. I am pretty good at making bullshit up. Just warning you. Just warning you. Just warning you. Sometimes I'm so goofy that I forget I'm even being goofy and that I just don't even know who I am or where I am or who I am. Sometimes I feel like maybe my entire life is just a story I've memorized. Do you ever feel like that? Like your entire life is just a story about you that you've memorized, and sometimes you have to do some work to keep the memories fresh. Otherwise you'll just forget it all, And it's like you've remembered that things have happened to you, but you don't really feel anything, at least in any more of a dramatic way than you feel for characters in a book or a movie. You feel for them, but it doesn't feel like you. Do you ever remember your own life and then you're like, thank God that wasn't me? And then you're like, oh, wait, no, that was me. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be telling so many lies. If I am at all. Maybe. Maybe not. If you were asleep right now, would you understand what I'm saying better than if you were awake? If you were asleep right now, would you hold my hand in your dreams or in your life? Would you join a band? Are you in a band? Tell the truth. Maybe not. You're either in a band or you're not. Are you in a band or aren't you? Don't hit me with a maybe to a question of if you're in a band or not. Are you in a band? Tell me now. Tell me if you're in a band. I just want to know if you... I just want to support artists, okay? I just want to know if you're in a band. Don't tell me maybe. I just want to know if you're in a band, please. Just... Well, I can neither confirm nor deny that I will give you tingles ever again. I can neither confirm nor deny that I will give you tingles ever again. Scratchy, 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 comb me. Scratchy, You always put me in kind of a good mood. Maybe you give me the feeling that my stream of consciousness isn't just a black hole of language stacking on language, infinitely repeating itself and destined for oblivion. You give me the feeling that some of my stream of consciousness can be purged productively. And for that, maybe I'm grateful. Maybe. Don't make it weird. You don't have to you don't have to make this like a gratitude moment. It's like maybe. Like maybe I'm grateful. Or like whatever you want to call it. Maybe. Or maybe I'm ungrateful, Maybe I'm like, whatever. Maybe I like don't even care. Maybe it's possible. Maybe I'm just a tube